in answer to your question, no, this isn't the right time. The right time was 18 months ago. But the second best time is now. And I think, I mean, one of the things that I've been seeing locally is that people's ability to protect themselves from COVID, to follow the rules, to help stop the spread, a lot of that directly relates to their ability to put food on the table, to pay their bills, to not have to worry about taking time off work because they're not sure whether their employer is going to discipline them because of it, or whether they're not going to be able to pay their rent. And this is something that I raised a year ago with some of our council officers, specifically in relation to our social care workforce, because a lot of our social care workforce are still on 0 hours contracts. And I brought this up and I said, well, look, if you're asking people to stay at home if they have a cough, you know, or if someone in their household has a cough, if you're a social care worker who's on a 0 hours contract, who doesn't get paid if you don't go to work, your flatmate has a bit of a cough, which is probably nothing. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay at home or are you going to go in? And it's a horrendously unfair position to put people in, where the lives of those people that they're caring for depends on whether or not they can afford to take time off work, in many cases unpaid. So I raised this issue and I was told, actually, there's nothing we can do because these contracts are outsourced. It's not up to the council, so we can't interfere with those employment conditions. And in the end, we managed, Solihull set up a hardship fund for social care workers so that there was a bit more of a safety net. Although, as I've pointed out, this isn't a substitute for appropriate pay and conditions. But that's just an example. I mean, that's one example out of many. What we've seen is that the government's done, has supported some people in some positions and some industries, but it's been selective in how it's done that. And there are a lot of people who've fallen through the gaps, you know, people who are newly self-employed, people who maybe earn part of their income from self-employment and a part-time job, people in lots of different situations. We've seen through the work done by Excluded UK to raise awareness of this, at some of the problems, that this isn't good enough, because the people who are falling through the net, they're also the people who are not able to necessarily follow the rules, the people who are, in the words of some of our council officers, people are looking to bend the rules. And what I keep going back with is, well, how can you blame them? Some of these people have had no support for a year, and all of a sudden they're put in a position where they're unable to feed their family. You know, what are you going to do? Of course they're going to bend the rules. So for me, it's the government's responsibility to make sure that people aren't falling through the net. And from my perspective, the easiest, the most effective, the most efficient way of doing that is with a universal basic income. It's been something that's, people have been talking about the benefits of this for a long time now. And I think this is absolutely the right time. I mean, as I said, the right time was at the start of this, not 12 months in, but now would be a very good time to do that.